Hello there, I'm Chrissy. You found my YouTube channel, Chrissy Love. This is where I talk about fragrance. I post here my videos twice a week on YouTube, and I also post my scent of the day videos to Instagram and TikTok. So I'll link those in the description box below if you want to check them out. So thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. It all means so much to me. I think I have over 1,400 followers right now, and that's just unreal to me. I can't even believe it, but it means so much. And everyone is so positive when they comment and they give me those likes. It makes me feel really good to be part of this community. So thank you so much. This is technically a declutter video. I did a Marie Kondo of my collection, my whole perfume collection, and I'll link that below if you want to check it out if you haven't had a chance yet. But in that, I did a blind sniff where my eyes were covered, my boyfriend just put the smells up to my nose, and I said if it brought me joy or not. And I was really surprised that there were like half of them that I said, nah. And it was just an instinctual reaction. It wasn't me seeing the bottles. It wasn't me even knowing what they were. I mean, sometimes I could guess, but I really didn't try to do that. I was making an instinctual reaction, and I was really surprised with how it turned out. And it made me question a lot of the bottles in my collection that I was keeping around, maybe because they looked good or because someone else liked them or there was hype or I was supposed to like them. You know, I think even those of us who are very keen and aware of our collections can fall into that habit of like, oh, everyone loves Jean Paul Gaultier Labelle, so I must love it too. You know, you start to kind of convince yourself. So I actually decluttered some perfumes, some that I actually said I liked in that video, but that I was like, you know what, I haven't worn these in 6 months. Time to question them, time to go back. And so right now I'm going to tell you about the 5 perfumes I've decluttered from my collection as a result of that video. So the first one I very surprisingly decluttered was Sofia by Sofia Vergara, which I've owned pretty much from the beginning of my perfume collecting. It reminds a lot of people of Coco Mademoiselle, which is a huge compliment. It is a really gorgeous perfume. It's under $20. It smells a lot more expensive than that. I give it that. And I always really liked it because it did smell expensive, complex, kind of sweet, but kind of musky, kind of sophisticated. I did like it, but it always had kind of like a pang to it that didn't quite work for me. Like, I would kind of just get sick of it by the end of the day, but I never really understood why. And I kind of just pushed through it because I was like, well, it smells sophisticated. It smells like Coco Mademoiselle. And then I actually bought Coco Mademoiselle and the Intense version, and I understood the difference. They all still have very high quality ingredients, including Sofia, but it felt like it actually smelled more like the Intense version to me, first of all. And also the Intense version felt a little more creamy, a little more smooth. You know, you could just kind of tell a little bit of the difference. And so I, of course, didn't need Sofia anymore, and that pang started to get on me a little bit too much. And after doing the Marie Kondo decluttering slash, I don't know what you call it, review, Does It Spark Joy review, I kind of just realized that the original Intense was giving me more joy than Sofia, and it was time to let Sofia go. The next one I let go of was my Chanel Chance Eau de Toilette and Eau Vive. And honestly, I just don't think I like the Chanel Chance DNA. I get it, it is pretty, technically, and the ingredients are great. Like, it's a sophisticated scent, and it's so iconic. It's if I smell it anywhere, I know exactly what it is, but it just doesn't work for me. It kind of just drags on me during the day. It's just not my personality, I think, is what it is. It doesn't feel like it's me when I'm wearing it. And Eau Vive was the closest I got to one I actually enjoyed, but at the end of the day, I just wasn't even reaching for it. I just never felt like wearing it. And the EDT, I really never felt like wearing. And I actually had very little left in the bottle, so I said, time to just like get these eyesores out of my way. I have so many perfumes I want to be looking at. These are just not ones I'm reaching for, so those had to go. Then third, there was Kenzo Jus d'Amour L'Elixir. And I also own the Kenzo Jus d'Amour, the non-L'Elixir version in like a travel spray. And you know, they're both very heavy, dark berry scents. And the L'Elixir smells a bit more like a red wine. And I was choosing my travel spray, the non-L'Elixir, every time. And I had a full-size bottle of Elixir. I thought, well, you know what? Someone else can really enjoy this. If I'm not reaching for it, I need to let it go. And I have almost a full-size bottle, so someone can really get some use out of that. So I let that one go. kind of surprisingly. I was kind of hyped on it for a while. And then next, a huge surprise to me was Lancome La Nuit Trésor à la Folie. And this is one that I started to grow away from very slowly. I thought I loved La Nuit Trésor, and then it became a little bit too fruity on me. And then I loved à la Folie because it was more woody and vanillic. And then it kind of started to get that fruitiness on me too. I started to notice more of the notes in it that really didn't sit well with me. And so though I liked à la Folie more than the Eau de Parfum, I kind of just fell out of love with it. I still have La Nuit Trésor Nude, which sometimes gets on my nerves. I don't usually like coconut scents, but as far as they go, it's my favorite in my collection. So I think that one's discontinued now, so I'll probably keep it just because I could never get it. Well, I could if I tried, but I'd be harder pressed to find it again. So I'll probably keep it in my collection just to be safe. But yeah, it's weird that I just kind of fell out of love with à la Folie. The more I wore it, the more I found things in it I didn't like. And then finally, I got rid of Dolly Parton's Scent From Above, and I was so proud of myself for almost like kind of breaking the news on it. I was one of the first people to really do a YouTube review of that scent, probably because no one else really cared about it, but that's okay. I love Dolly Parton, and it was supposed to smell like her. Like, she apparently wears this mix of like certain body washes and powders, and like these scents all like come together, and she turned it into a perfume. And so I just was so enchanted by the idea of smelling like Dolly Parton. But the thing is, it smells a little bit old-fashioned. It's sweet and powdery, and it is pretty, and it was comforting in its way. But at the end of the day, it felt kind of like I was wearing an older woman's perfume. And so that wasn't a case of it smelling bad. It was just that it wasn't really me. And so I thought, well, should I keep it around just for the nostalgic nature of it? And at the end of the day, I decided no, it just needs to go. I need to make room for the things that I really love and I'm really gonna reach for. So yeah, those are the 5 perfumes I have gotten rid of. I'm honestly surprised I'm sitting here saying this, because there were times in my head where I said, oh, I'll never let this one go. This is a lifer. You know, life changes, you change, your nose changes. I don't know. Like, perfumes have to match not just the scent profile you like, but also has to feel like it's you to some extent, right? Like, this is who I am in the world, and these scents had to go because they just kind of didn't meet that bar. So let me know, what is a scent that you've recently decluttered that you were kind of surprised at yourself for decluttering? I'd love to know. Or something, if you've decluttered it and regret it, I would love to know that too. So yeah, let me know what you think about this video. Thanks so much for being here. Hope you have a very beautiful day.